Hello out there, Kinda Knight here, and welcome back to Dobek. As you might know, this episode will mark the final installment in the Let's Build Dobek series, in which I'll be wrapping up and tying in the last few major bits of lore to what I would describe as an amazingly detailed medieval town. And so, starting off first, I added in the shipping docks, followed by a nice wooden palisade that will enclose this portion of the town, making it somewhat a bit more defensible. Of course, there'll be a big gate entrance to let in merchants bringing in cargo from their ships. And for a bit more defendability, I added in an extra guard tower where guards can safely launch an attack upon unwanted visitors when necessary. And now for the next portion of the map, I just wanted to go in and add in a handful of different farmhouses that will line and shape the pathway up into the main part of the town. And from here, I lay down the road and the different pathways that it will go in. I also added in this wooden bridge that I think personally came out really cool. And now for the ship. This one was a bit tricky for me. I have never built or even attempted to build a ship like this, ever. And I know little to nothing about them or their anatomy, so I really had to rely on a couple of how-to videos and tutorials from creators I would consider as master builders. Their videos really helped me with getting the proper shape and anatomy of the ship down correctly, and just the overall look and feel. It isn't a perfect build, but it's definitely something I'm okay with, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. And here, I go ahead and fill in the fields that I added with cabbage and barley and peas and wheat. And lastly, I finished up with the lighthouse, and I went with a pretty simple cylinder shape with a wooden jetty kind of walkway thingy. And then we go in and add in the pier that will guide our ships into port safely. But with that, guys, that will finish up the time lapse. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into the walkthrough tour. Alright guys, now again, it's time for what I would consider as the best part of the video, and that is the tour of everything that we've built in the video in the time lapse. So we are currently standing outside the westernmost gates of the town, and so we're gonna go ahead and make our way through and start checking out everything. A lot of nature around. I really did a lot of work with just, again, atmosphere. That's one of my biggest things that I love to try to implement, is just to try to create things that look natural and feel realistic. We have our nice little wooden bridge here that we've seen being built in a time lapse. Very realistic, if I do say so myself. And we'll go ahead and make our way across the bridge and down this path here. And now we do come to a fork in a road. We can go that direction or we can go in that direction. So I think we'll go ahead and go in this direction first. But first off, over here we have this small little field of peas. As you can see. And then we have our first house here. We'll go ahead and pop in real quick and check it out. Again, what you guys probably already come to notice or come to know at this point in time, you've seen enough of my interiors. Nothing's changed much. I do try to mix them up a little bit to make each one of these houses their own, but you know, they're basically all just the same kind of format. But again, we have a dining room, and we do have a little place to sleep inside the dining room here. Go ahead and close that door, and we'll step back outside. And we'll go ahead and check out some more of this plot because there's a lot to see. We'll make our way in this direction. We have this little chicken coop there. And then stepping inside the barn here, we just have a lot of supplies and a couple of thatched beds there. We have this cart, some more chicken coops there. And then making our way around back, we come to a little cabbage patch field here. I think it looks pretty nice in here. But moving on. But real quick, I just want to take a second and just admire this bridge. I know it's pretty simple, but I really loved how it came out, so I just wanted to just stop and just look at it. But anyways, we have some laundry there. A lot of neat little things going on in the yard here. A lot of inspiration taken from obviously Kingdom Come Deliverance. We have this little area over here, looks kind of cool. And then we have this little drinking area for the animals there. But moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the interior of the barn here. As you can see, a lot of hay and thatch just laid out and sprung out about. And we probably keep horses or bigger livestock in here. And we got some chickens here. And then moving on back over here, we have some wood, piles of wood, and then we have our outhouse right here. A lot of little nice, interesting details going on in this yard here. As you can no doubt see. But making our way back, we'll go through this little fence here. And then dead smack here, we have this chicken coop, and we can step inside. We can see we have some chicken eggs in a nest. Lots of little chickens around. And then back here, we have our horses that are feeding and stuff like that. And then making our way through here, we just have a small little storage area. And so yeah, that's the first yard. And I think the plan is to just kind of zigzag and, you know, ping pong about and just hit up each plot. So we'll go ahead and move on over to the next plot here. We have some laundry right here drying. And then right here we have some fishing supplies. We have a couple of cages and fishing nets here. And some chickens. I think we'll go ahead and pop inside and check out the interiors real quick since we're here. So first off, we have a bed there. And then stepping into the dining room, we have what you guys already come to know. So in here we have a bed and a chest. We'll go ahead and pop back out. And then on this side we have, I believe it's a pantry where we have our food stores. And then climbing the ladder up here, we come to the top, and we just have a couple of thatched beds with a chest right there. And so that's pretty much the setup for this house. So we'll go ahead and check out some more things around this plot here. So of course we have a nice little wheat field right here. I think it came out pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. And then we have a dove cove right here. And then moving on, we do have a couple of chicken coops here. And we have some clothes drying over here, just some atmosphere building. And then inside the barn here, we just have some more random supplies, a wheelbarrow and some cages and some other things like that. And so stepping over here to this building, peeking inside, we just have some more storage space. And then around back, we have our outhouse there. But then doubling back, we'll go up the stairs here and pop open. And we just have some more storage, just showing you guys the ins and outs of all these little buildings here. I have to say that there are a ton of little details that are easy to miss. But anyways, moving on. One thing I want to stop and take note of are some of the little trees here that I've done by hand. Now, I will be the first to admit, I am no professional. I am no pro when it comes to organics like these, but I don't think I did too bad of a job making them, and I think they came out pretty decent. But anyways, we'll go ahead and move on. We do have this little plot of wheat, that little field of wheat there. But we'll go ahead and zigzag to the next place. Again, another little field of peas here. A little area right here to sit, and then we have some more laundry right here, drying in the sun. And then going around back, we step inside to this little area here. We have a couple of thatched beds, we have some bundles of hay, and then over here we have some pigs just chilling and eating and being pigs. But we're gonna go ahead and make our way around back. And we have this nice big chicken coop there with some chickens around. And then we have another big field of peas here, as you can see. Very cool. And then over here we have a chicken coop, and it's built at an angle, so it's sort of wonky looking, but that's okay. We'll move on to this big barn here. And now we do have a lot of thatch and hay in here, and this is probably intended for all of our cattle and large animals to stay. We have some barrels there, some more supplies. And then coming out back here into the fields, we have our cows out here just grazing and stuff like that. We do keep a couple of water basins for them to drink from. And then we have this cow who is, I guess, king of the hill. I don't know. But moving on. Just a lot of layering and a lot of grass and texturing back here. Really makes this area look alive, in my opinion. Really cool stuff. But that's that. We'll go ahead and head back and check out the next plot. And then we have a little outhouse here. So I think we'll go ahead and check out the interiors of the house. But first we have this tree here. Looks really cool, looks really cool. We have some wood there. And then of course we have some more like fishing supply in the corner there. And now stepping into the house, we have a couple of beds, a nicer bed, a thatched bed on the ground. Yeah, and then stepping in here, we have the dining room. Everything's at an angle, so it took a little bit more work to make everything look and feel more natural in here, but I think I did pretty good. Go ahead and close that door. We're gonna go up this ladder here. And now the top level, we have a few thatched beds, a little bench there to sit, and a couple of chests. And a nice little view of the harbor there. And with that, we'll move on to the next plot. And now making our way over here. Again, we come to some more trees, some more vegetation to kind of add in that atmosphere to the plot. I think this tree came out pretty decent. Again, I'm no master builder when it comes to these trees at all. But over here we have some more fishing supplies. We have our outhouse there. And then right here, we have our barn where we just have a bunch of thatch and hay and then some more barrels and some cages and fishing supplies, nets and stuff like that. Little wheelbarrow there. And then climbing up the ladder at the top, we have some more hay up here and just, again, some more supplies. Just, again, atmosphere building, I should say. And then stepping inside the house, we make our way here. We have a dining room. Again, another setup that's built at an angle. So again, it took a little bit more effort to make it feel natural and real. But moving on, open a door here. We just have a bed and some nightstands there. And then over here we have a pantry storage with our supplies and food. And then if we go up the ladder here, we have a chest there. And then right behind us, we go over this, and then we have a few thatched beds there. And we have some other things, chests and stuff like that, to store some of our personal belongings and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it when it comes to this house. We'll go ahead and move on after we close the door there. And then over here, we just have this little scene where we have some wood that's being chopped, in the process of being chopped, and that has already been chopped. And then we have a dove cove, of course. And then we have a field right here. And you access it through there, like so. We have scarecrows in the field. Then we have some clothes right here drying in the sun. And then we have a wheat field here, as you can see. Cool stuff. I think it came out really nice. I didn't do too much terraforming when it came to the fields. I didn't really want to spend the time on that, so forgive me for that. But anyways, we have this big chicken coop right here where some chickens are all around it and just hanging out. Looks really cool. Really simple design, but it works. And then over here we have a cart, another cool little design that works. And then over here we have our pig pen. The pigs are just chilling and eating and resting and stuff, being pigs. But moving on. And now we'll go ahead and check out the last plot over here. And so here we are. Another little yard. We have a kind of like a chicken coop here. And then inside the barn, we just have a bunch of hay or whatever you want to call it, thatch being stored. And then around back here, we do have this hooded cart. And then we have access to the fields. Our cattle are out here grazing and just enjoying their time in the sun. As you can see, they're just eating. And we do got cows way back here as well. Yeah, but that's pretty much it when it comes to that. This is a cool little detail. I feel like this field makes this area feel so much more alive. As you can see, lots and lots of cows. But we'll go ahead and double back around and check out some more stuff in this plot here. So right here in the center, we do have a pig pen there. Lots of pigs in these plots. And again, pigs are eating and they're resting and they're relaxing and stuff like that. And then over here, we have our cabbage patch field. Again, looks really cool. And then here we have a chicken coop with a couple of chickens hanging out. We have some clothes right there drying in the sun. And then inside the storage shed, we just have a bunch of fishing supplies and stuff like that being stored. And now I think we'll go ahead and check out the interiors of the house. Go ahead and open the door, stepping in. Whoop. Again, we have a dining room here. Then we have an area for sleeping here. And then over here, I believe we have a pantry where we keep our food supplies. Of course, going up the ladder here will take us to the top portions where we find a thatched bed, a chest, and then we cross over this. On this side, we have a couple of thatched beds with a chest. And so that's the layout for this house here. And that's pretty much this plot. But before we move on, we'll go ahead and double back this way. And I want to show you guys the interiors of the guard tower here. And it looks like I left the door open. So here we have a chest. We have some more chests with some supplies. We have some arrows there. Obviously very important to have arrows to defend the this part of town from, I guess, like raiders or pirates, if there is such a thing. As you can see, they have very good views of who's coming into port here. And then we have this brazier here, so when it's lit, they can maybe light their arrows on it and shoot out at the ships that are trying to approach. And so yeah, I think it came out pretty cool, really simple, but this was a fun little tidbit to add, I should say. But moving on. And so guys, now we're about to head up to the lighthouse area. It is a bit of a walk, but I don't really want to like fast travel or whatever you want to call it. I really want you guys to be immersed and just kind of enjoy the views as we walk up. So yeah, we'll just walk it, but I won't talk much. So guys, as we approach the road that leads up to the lighthouse, you guys can just see how windy the path looks. A lot of layering went into this, a lot of time, a lot of hours spent making it as smooth as the transition as possible. I think I did a pretty good job. I'm really happy with the results. Bit of a bumpy ride. As you guys can see, we have some birds right there. I think it looks really cool. I really love how natural this path feels. And now, this part was not featured in the time lapse, but we do have a few fields here, a cabbage patch field, and we have some barley there, and we have a lot of things going on up here that was not shown in the time lapse. I just really wanted to do all these details like this off camera, and so yeah. But we have a barn here. Of course, we have a ton of wood stored in it because, again, lighthouse, we need plenty of wood to fuel that pyre. We have some wood here. We have the outhouse there, and then going around back, we have this cool little sitting area. And now imagine sitting here in the morning and just enjoying the breeze off the bay and stuff like that. Really cool. More wood. We have some wood here as well. And just like most of our plots so far, we do have a dove cove here. And then stepping inside. So we have this little area where we have some wood being stored. I've seen this off of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I thought it was just a cool look, and so I wanted to add it into my own. But anyways, moving on, we have a dining room here, which you guys come to expect to see. And then closing the door. So over here in the corner, we do have a little bed. And then we'll step in through here. And back here, we have our pigs just chilling. And then we have a big chicken coops back here. Again, a place for our chickens to lay eggs. And then we have our one and only horse inside here too as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and move on out and close the door. And now we're gonna go ahead and check out the lighthouse there. But first, I wanna show you guys a cool little detail added. And now you guys see this cart that's broken and, you know, battered, obviously. Now the idea for this was maybe at some point someone was moving the cart up or down this hill and then they lost control of it and it went off the side of the cliff here because obviously the cliff is pretty steep and there's no fences up to block or to catch anything that would potentially roll off. But yeah, I thought that was a cool little detail. And then another detail I added in was for the lighthouse itself. The idea behind it was I wanted the lighthouse to feel really old and worn out by the sea. The sea has like corroded a lot of the stone, and so that's why it looks like this. And I think it came out really cool. I really love the look of it. But now I think it's time to go ahead and make our way up inside the lighthouse to check it out. Go ahead and open the door here. And of course, stepping inside, we have lots of wood again to carry up to that pyre at the top. But going up the lighthouse, the stairs are winding. And a little detail I added was I made the steps kind of uneven by adding in these little quarter slabs or whatever you want to call them and stuff, just to kind of make it look like the stairs are not all the same shape. But we go way up. We do have windows to let some light in, so it's not completely dark. And now we reach the top, and then we step out. As you can see, beautiful view. But moving on, we'll climb up the ladder here. And we come to where the fire is located. And now I do realize that the fire is very underwhelming, but it's Minecraft, guys, and this was the best I could do with the design I was going for, and so it'll just have to do. And of course, the roof has some details as well. And then over here we have some birds that, you know, were scared away when we climbed up to the top here. But anyways, guys, I don't think I feel like walking all the way back down that way, so we will definitely have to fly all the way back down so we can check out the port. And we made it back down safely. Okay, guys, so stepping out into the harbor or pier or docks, whatever you want to call it, one of the things you'll notice are all these seagulls just flocking and standing around. And then another thing you'll probably notice once you notice the birds are all these little white splotches everywhere. And that is, if you ever been to a pier or any place where seagulls particularly congregate, you'll see a lot of this stuff all around, which is their poop. And so I thought it was a good idea to kind of add that same kind of aesthetic here onto the docks, because it makes so much sense to have it. And hopefully you guys understand and you guys get it, the reference as well. But here we do have some fish markets, some fishmongers, I guess you can call them. You can come here to buy fish or whatever the fishermen may have caught that day. Lots of little details, guys. Lots of little details. We just have a bunch of supplies right here that's maybe been offloaded from the ship and just waiting to be carried into town once it's accounted for. And then over here we have some nets, some traps, some cages for fish, I guess. And then we have some ducks right there in the water and some nets hanging up. And then we have this little fishing line. Whoever is right here is trying to catch fish. And we have another little cool detail, guys. I did all this by hand, or at least using World Edit, I should say. There are actually fish that I placed in the water here too. You just gotta kind of find them. They all left, I think. But yeah, right here we have a little pot of fish here, as you can see. Hi, fishies. I just thought that was a cool little detail to add, and just, you know, instead of just having this just be regular flat bottom, that, you know, kind of layer it and add some vegetation in there along with some fish, of course. So we'll go check out the other side as well. Pretty much the same, but it's worth checking out, I think. Again, some more fish cages there. We have some more nets, adding an atmosphere. Of course, another little area where someone's doing some fishing. Again, We have fish around here somewhere. We'll try to find where they're at. There they are. There they are. And so again, I just think that's cool. But now for the last stop of the tour is the ship itself. And so we're gonna go ahead and I just want to give you guys a little fly around real quick of the ship so you guys can see it. I just think it came out really cool, especially for a first time build. I have never built one of these before, and so I'm kind of proud of how it turned out. So there you have it. You have your little panorama view of the ship. And then we'll go ahead and head back down to the docks so we can check this baby out. And now for the ship, I did do a lot of detailing, but I didn't detail it the way I would normally detail a build like this, just because I'm so unfamiliar with like how things are naturally supposed to look. And so I just did what I would imagine a ship would have, or from what resources I could find of a, I guess, a medieval style ship like this. So of course we have these little, I guess, grills here where when water comes on the deck, it has a place where it can drain off so it doesn't flood the boat. We do got some extra little boats, lifeboats there, as you see. Lots of barrels and supplies. Up here we have the wheel. But now it's time to go below deck and check out where the crew sleeps. And so we'll go down this set of stairs, and as you can see, lots of hammocks, lots of nets, just trying to build atmosphere down here, guys. Again, not really sure how it would look, but we have lots of chests and stuff like that. But I want to show you guys something that I thought was really cool. Over here we have this mechanism that controls the anchor, and I'll show you guys that right now. So over here we have this rope, this line that's dropped, and here's the anchor. And so I thought that was really cool. Don't know why it wouldn't let me waterlog this anchor to fix that issue right there. It's really annoying to me, but it is what it is. We'll just move on. So yeah, going back below deck, again, we have lots of hammocks around, lots of cargo things around like that. We have a table here. And then over here we also have another table. Not sure if these are bolted down to the ground. I would imagine, I guess they would be, so they don't slide all around. Another table here. And then of course we have all these hammocks. And then nestled in the back here we have this little bed. I imagine the captain's first mate would be this would be his little area here. He has a little table back here, kind of cozy. But yeah, cool stuff, lots of chests, lots of cargo, barrels and stuff like that, holding expensive wines and other types of merchandise. But that's pretty much below deck. The next spot to go check out now would be, we'll go ahead and go above deck. And we'll check out the captain's quarters. As you can see, pretty decent. He has a nice bed. He has a bookshelf there. The keys are on the wall there. A nice big chest with maybe loot in it. The binoculars there, or telescope, or whatever you want to call it. A nice table here with his map and I don't know, other things, a compass. And then he has his pet bird there. And then if we go back around, we have this knight's helmet on display. Maybe this guy was once a knight and he left the life of a knight behind to become a merchant or something. I don't know. But anyways, guys, that is it. That is the Dobek series. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed every bit of it as much as I did. I had so much fun building all these different parts and kind of connecting all the lore that I set off from the first episode and just kind of bringing it all to fruition. I really hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys are ready for the next videos and the next castles that will be built here on the channel. I plan to build a bit of a few smaller castles and smaller kind of settlements, so they won't be as big as this one is, maybe not for a while. And hopefully it allows me to kind of pump out content at a more consistent pace. Anyways, guys, I really am grateful for all of you who've been here from the start. I really can't believe it's finally done. In a couple of weeks, I hope to have a cinematic out that will rightfully send off Dobek, and hopefully a world download to go along with it for those of you who want to see it for yourselves. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I want to give you guys another big thank you for just being here and checking out the content. I really do appreciate it. I can't say that enough. You guys really are a big motivator for me to keep going. So yeah, don't forget to join me back here for more videos. Until next time, farewell.